Hi everybody, it's Jodi Topitz, We2Me Divorce Decor, where a house becomes a home. I am your host and your producer. Today I have with me a very special friend of mine, an amazing professional, Dr. Lorraine Maita, and I'm going to have her tell, our story of how we first met and how it all relates to going through transition and stress and alleviating that stress. So Lorraine, Dr. Maita, happy to see you.
Oh, Jodi.
Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Glad you're here.
Always excited to be with you.
Always. So tell everybody your name and what kind of doctor you are, because it's interesting. Usually when I tell people what your title is, they take it the wrong way. They think you're like a plastic surgeon or they think it's topical. So tell people what you are, first of all. Okay.
I do functional anti-aging medicine to get to the root cause of what's ailing somebody from the inside out and in a holistic manner. So I work without a lot of drugs and medications. I help people feel better.
And look better, because when you feel better, you look better. And to steal your joke, you're 105 years old, anti-aging doctor. Just
Do
kidding.
I look good for 85?
Doesn't she look great? Doesn't she look great? No, but really, it is really important to take care of yourself from the inside out. But before we talk about that, why don't we talk about how we first met?
Well, we met at a networking group. And then we had our one-on-one, and we were just going to have a quick drink. Well, 3-4 hours later, we had a lot of laughs. We found out we had so much in common, and there was just an instant connection.
We had shoes
and among other things, and dancing. Yes,
there was a lot going on between us.
And we both liked a healthy lifestyle, which was at least beneficial. I loved your creativity, your sense of style.
Oh, thanks.
And that's why I hired you to do my book cover.
Yes, your book. First of all, what is the name of your book? You can tell people what it is and how to find your book.
Vibrance for Life, How to Live Younger and Healthier. And you can find it on vibranceforlife.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or my website, howtoliveyounger.com.
Perfect. We did meet, and it was really fun. And I ended up hiring you as well. Becoming your patient. That sounds ridiculous, but I was going through my rough time, which was a very horrible divorce, and it was extraordinarily stressful, and it was really taking a toll on me. And me, as you guys know, I was losing and lacking energy. How scary is that? I came to you, and I said, I feel... What is your fat, flabby, and foggy, or foggy, flat? What is it? I love that.
When people come to me, they ask, why did people come to you? Well, are you feeling fat, flabby, flaky, foggy, fatigued, and forgetful?
That's it. I forgot. That's why.
You need to come back.
I need to come back.
You need to come back.
I forgot. I need to come back, but I forgot to make the appointment.
Yes. So you have to follow through.
You do. But I really did come to you because I was going through this hideous time, and I really wasn't feeling well, and I was actually very nervous. I think when people are going through a horrible transition like divorce or a loss of a spouse or financial devastation, whatever it is, a sick child, you start to really think the worst, and you start to spiral into this, oh my God, I have a brain tumor. People do that.
Yes,
and feeling so much trust for you, and you're my friend, I was like, I need to go see Dr. Maita as a patient and figure out what's wrong with me.
And there really wasn't much wrong with her. But I take the same approach with almost everyone.
Yeah.
First of all, you have to listen to the story and find out, because anything you do, what you eat, how much you sleep, how much you exercise, the toxins you're exposed to, the stress, your amount of sleep, it all affects your hormones, and your hormones control everything.
Yep.
But you're in control. So the first thing I do is start people on a detox program, because you know what? Within 2 weeks, people feel great again.
It's true.
They feel fantastic.
They do. I went on it. I did the 2-week thing. I did all of it. I did that. I did hormones. I did all kinds of supplements and the shakes. And I felt amazing. I really did. But what I loved about you is, there's so many people out there that, I put you on a diet, and they're really not qualified. We were talking about that in the car. You're a doctor. You're not like somebody who got a little certificate and now they decided, okay, just eat this and you'll be fine. You did all these blood work on me and extensive blood panels, and
It can really get to the underlying
root cause. Find out what was going on.
And we figure out food sensitivities, and there's a whole process, and it's medically based.
Yes.
And it's scientifically based.
Yes.
As well. So I don't leave people hanging because, you figure out a lot of things in so many chronic illnesses that people have had lifelong get better.
They do, and it was really. I felt a lot of comfort knowing that you were actually, you were going through the whole thing and looking down and seeing where I was not doing well, where I was doing well, and you customized. I guess what would we call it? A program or a way to treat me medically that would make me feel better and help me get through this difficult time, and then also not just a difficult time, but remaining healthy. I mean, I've always been a health advocate, but I wasn't doing everything right, and my life. Circumstances changed, and because that happened, so did my insides, and it had to be addressed from a doctor with somebody with your kinds of experience. So what I wanted to ask you too is, I know people, you guys are tuning in, and based on going through an enormous amount of stress, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Can you give everybody listening, like 3 tips, if you'd like, on what things they can do right away to help themselves feel better, just to start, besides coming to go see Dr. Maita, and we will give you all of her information as the show progresses. But what's 3 really good tips?
Some really good tips are these deep breathing, belly breathing exercises. Some, people might call it stress management. Find an outlet. It could be yoga, meditation, but you can't do that anywhere. In the middle of a stressful meeting, you can't just get up and do a downward dog. So, that would be a little bit odd.
You may feel like a downward dog, but you might.
So deep belly breathing, where you slow down your breathing, you take a deep breath in, hold it for a second, let it out. That's very, very calming.
How many times? How many times, and then explain why that does what it does. But first of all, if we were sitting here now, how many times would we take?
Some people need 2 or 3, some people need a little bit longer, but it does slow your body down. It's a balance between the sympathetic, which is the anxiety-producing nervous system, and the parasympathetic, which is the calming nervous system.
All right.
And, I have tools and biofeedback tools where I can help people get in the zone, where during that time when you're in synchrony, you get into the zone, and that's where your creativity is unleashed. Athletes do this technique. And there's a little bit more to it, but that's very simple, that anybody can do anywhere.
So simply just sit here and take really deep breaths and then breathe out.
Breathe deep in your belly, hold it, breathe out slowly. It's very calming. You can just actually feel the tension melt away.
You really can. It feels like it's just leaving the body a little bit.
Exactly.
It's kind of,
you're feeling
Linda
it
Blair
now.
and The Exorcist.
Yeah. But you're feeling it now, right?
And I'm not spitting out pea soup at the priest.
Exactly.
Right. So
no, I don't want any pea soup.
We don't want any pea soup.
No.
No, gas.
Yeah,
no
gas.
Good. But but this is, wow, what a great tip that is. That's just I've heard people say that before, but I didn't know why. And I think that's probably a really great first tip, especially if you have to make a decision. That's an important one.
Breathe.
Maybe you
just take a time out.
Yeah, take a time out and breathe.
And nobody has to see you do that.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah. It diffuses anger. It diffuses anxiety. It diffuses stress. The second thing I would say is to avoid stimulants. Sugars, grains, caffeines, because it actually makes everything worse.
Yeah.
It drains your energy. It may give you that little boost, but then you get the crash afterwards.
Right, the sugar crash. I've seen that with people.
And when you have adrenal fatigue, or that's a term, but basically your adrenals produce that epinephrine, the adrenaline, and cortisol, which is a major ager. That's a hormone that breaks you down.
Yeah, that's not good.
It makes you fat, wrinkled, flabby, flaky.
The cortisol, especially men around the belly, they care if they're heavy. They have a lot of cortisol.
That's a little different. We're going to have to talk about menopause. No.
Who knows? We may get into it.
This happens in men and women,
yes.
but all the women who come into me when they're going through perimenopause, and that starts early. It can start in your 30s. Yeah. We don't have it easy.
No, we got so much to go through.
Yeah, but the thing is, that calming, decreasing the sugar, the alcohol, caffeine, grains, that will actually start lowering cortisol. Cortisol breaks down your muscle, your bones, your skin.
Oh, explain
makes you
that.
forgetful,
Okay. And it
makes you fat.
Okay.
So we want cortisol. So those two things together help with cortisol. They're calming, they release stress, and they're anti-aging.
Oh, okay, because I thought the cortisol was only about making you fat, but I didn't realize it makes you wrinkle too.
Oh,
so
yes.
It's fat, flabby, and
Breaks
fatigued
down,
and wrinkled and all those things you said.
It makes you forgetful. It breaks down the collagen, so the skin just...
Oh, that's not good.
You sag and drag.
Oh, sag and drag.
You don't want that.
I don't want no sag and drag.
No sag and drag.
I don't want no stinking sag and drag. I'm just going to pick it up and just put it back where it came from. That's all. And go to you. I really did start to feel so much better. So what would you say would be tip number 3? And then we'll review.
I say your diet, eating a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables because it's those antioxidants that anti-age. It's better than Botox because that anti-wrinkles you.
Yeah.
Wrinkling is just oxidation, and then you can't regenerate and repair.
Yes.
And oxidation causes inflammation, and inflammation causes all the major degenerative diseases. So you know what? Vegetables are your friend.
Yeah.
Fruits, yes, to an extent, but you
Not
have
the
to be
sugary ones.
Right.
We'll talk about the 10 nasty things not to do in a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, so
but those
the
3
food,
tips can really anti-age you. And sleep. I'm going to add a 4th.
Okay, you
A good
can have
night's
4.
a good night's sleep.
You're
It's
the boss.
very important.
You can do 4 if you want.
All right.
All right, do 4.
Sleep.
All right, sleep is important.
Balances your hormones.
And if you're eating crappy food, you're not going to sleep well anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the alcohol. If you drink too much, I know we have a thing about the wine.
Yeah,
Your-
I love wine.
Your new wonderful, lovely husband, Richard. Hi. The red wine versus the red wine. He's German. He has a cute little accent, so we make fun of him because we can. But we know
love
he's okay. He loves us. He loves you mostly, most
Yeah.
important. But I think he likes me too. But if it's too much wine, you could wake up in the middle of the night, right? Because it's a stimulant.
Yes.
Yeah.
At a high dose, it relaxes you.
Oh.
But then as you metabolize it and it becomes lower in your body,
Then you're like-
it wakes you up. Every woman who comes to me with night sweats, say when they cut out the alcohol,
Oh,
the night
yeah.
sweats go
Okay.
away.
Yep.
They don't wake up in the middle of the night. It's because of the stimulatory effect when wine is metabolized and at a low level in your body, it's stimulating. So it's not to say never have it. I love wine and I enjoy it, but I know I have to be more moderate about it.
I think anything in moderation, like even the diet. I'm a huge follower of your diet, and I've been a healthy person for most of my life. And but I find that my rule is my 6-day-a-week rule, which is the 7th day. If I want a red velvet cupcake, I'm having it.
And most people can
right?
have that.
And that allows
it's not
you.
a diet. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a
and so it's good.
Yes.
And we've talked about that. And
I
when
do too.
Right?
But mine is chocolate.
Oh, me too. Oh my
I'm not going to have a red velvet. I'm going to have chocolate.
I hear you.
Or maybe a cannoli.
Oh, with chocolate chips.
Italian
Dipped
pastries.
in the chocolate, the shell.
No, I like
no,
mine.
you like it.
I
You're
my
a purist.
chocolate. I'm a purist.
You're a
yeah.
purist. It's a typical cannoli.
Yeah,
I got
it's
you. Cannolis are important for
They
many
are.
things. Anyway, you know me. I always get that way. So that is a good thing to know. I would like very much this. The most going to you was great. And is, but one of the best things is when people come to visit Dr. Maita and if she accepts you as her patient, I love that you gave me that list of the 10 foods. That was so helpful, not to eat, to avoid. Can we talk, you mentioned already quite a few of them and talk about those foods? Because
Sure. I don't want to scare anybody because you
No.
don't have to avoid them forever.
No,
It's
you
just
can't
for
eat
2 weeks.
anything.
There's
just
plenty
kidding.
to
I'm
eat.
kidding.
There's plenty to eat.
There
But the
is.
10 most troublesome foods that
Yeah.
a lot of people get sensitive to,
Yeah.
which causes all kinds of crazy symptoms, are alcohol, artificial sweeteners, caffeine, corn, dairy, eggs, peanuts, sugar, soy, wheat, and anything with gluten. So what do you eat? You eat chicken, fish, organic beef,
there's a lot.
fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds. You can have some shakes that are healing. So if you eliminate them for 2 weeks, it's kind of like being in a room with a bad smell.
Yeah.
When you can't smell it anymore.
Right.
When you leave the room, your receptors clear, and then when you come back, it's like, oh,
Wow.
how did I know? So if you
Yeah.
eliminate these 10 foods just for 2 weeks, and then you add them back in one at a time, your body is going to tell you this food is good and this food is not good. Because you're going to experience symptoms that all of a sudden you get this, aha, that's what was causing my headaches. That's what was causing my cough.
Oh, I learned
That's
so
what made
much.
me gain weight.
Yeah.
And then you add the foods back that had no problems, and the other foods, you have it maybe once a week,
right?
You should have it.
You should be
in
good with
moderation.
those. Right, exactly. Right. And that's what I discovered with coming to you was wheat. I can't. I definitely have an intolerance for wheat. And the minute I eat wheat, as thin as I am, I get bloated. And my joints hurt.
Yes.
I get a lot of, I have rheumatoid arthritis, you can see. But when I eat wheat, I can't put on my engagement ring because my joints get big and I can't get the ring on. So I avoid the wheat. I did your thing and I really can't. And there's these, we're both Italian, part Italian, or you're more Italian than me. But they have these great pastas. There's one called bonzo. It's made out of garbanzo beans. It's awesome.
There's some really great gluten-free foods and wheat-free foods. There really are.
In the old days, there wasn't. It was disgusting. But really, there's so many cool things. And I also found that sugar is horrible for me. But you and I both love chocolate, and I've gotten used to eating 100% cacao. Mm-hmm. In fact, after the show, we're going to go to the spice shop in Princeton that sells deep, dark, rich, it's like almost black in color cacao powder that you can put in shakes, and oh my gosh, we're doing it.
She makes that coffee with that cacao powder. Oh,
it's the best. But that was from going to you, I learned that about me. Mm-hmm. So it was the sugar and the wheat was very bad. And then you also told me, eat the fruits that are berries, like blueberries, blackberries, and I avoid. I don't have the pineapple. I don't have the ones with a high sugar content.
Well, it's okay to have them, but
once in a while.
Some people make these smoothies and they're putting what would be like a week's worth of fruit in a smoothie, and the blood sugar goes through the roof.
It's crazy, right?
Yes, it's totally crazy. And I see these thin people who come in, they're eating healthy, and then I see their blood sugar's high, and I say, "Do you eat smoothies?" And they say, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, and
I
that'll
could tell.
do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll do it. And people don't
but not
think about.
Everybody has to do that.
That's true. But the corn thing too. People don't think of corn, but there's a lot of sugar in corn as well.
It's all starch.
It's all
starch. Starch is just two sugars put together,
it's
and
not
it's
good.
a string. Yeah.
So look how much I'm learning. I'm learning so much.
But again, it's in moderation, and some people can tolerate some things and not others, and that's why we can't be lured in by marketing, because people say, I have granola, and I have yogurt, and I have a smoothie for breakfast, and it's all healthy.
And it's all wrong.
And it's all wrong because they're sensitive to it, and it's causing their arthritis, their bronchitis, their allergies, their weight gain.
Well, the dairy's not good for people with respiratory issues. That doesn't help. And a lot of people don't realize that. Right. So those 10 foods, if you just really, try to really modify it, either eat very little of it and then once in a while a little bit, you just feel so much. I know I felt so much better. And I was thinking, again, I'm in good shape and I work out and all that, but I wasn't feeling well.
And that's why I developed the shake, bake, and salad sundown.
Talk about that.
Yeah, because so many people kept coming and because they read my newsletter and they said, you know what, I can't come to you as a patient. I live too far.
Right.
So I said, do the shake, bake, and salad sundown. I'd been doing it for so many years. I put it online so that people can get the products and the process. And it's, I'll give a discount to your
So listen
clients.
to that. Everybody out there, you could get a discount with Dr. Maita because you're watching the show. And that would be really, really good. I think I want to do it again.
Yeah, you can do it. And once you do it, you have it for
life.
It's
like cleaning out your closet.
I do it twice a year. After the holidays, when I'm not as good as usual, I'll do a cleanse. And then I'll do it after the summer because I'm going to be going to Germany to visit my husband's family.
That's right, and you're going to be schnitzeling. I'm making schnitzel a verb. You'll be schnitzeling.
I'll be schnitzeling.
You'll be wiener schnitzeling. What does that mean exactly? That might be good. You will, what else? The knockworsting. There's stuff you could be doing. Yeah. So you got to do your thing. You got to do your cleanse. You got to do it.
Yes.
I'm ready to do another one.
And maybe we'll do it together.
Maybe
when I'm
we
back.
will, because then we can check in with each other
Exactly.
and make sure and be that rooting. You know what else I don't know. It's like I just said, doing this is kind of like cleaning out your closet, but you told me this would happen, which was so weird. You said when you do it and you're detoxifying or detoxing, doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
You said that you may notice like a smell and you're coming out of your pores.
Some people do.
Weird.
The first week people aren't happy. They don't feel so
it's
great.
like, ew.
The second week they're loving me.
It's like weird. Because things
Not
are
that
coming.
many people have
I
that
did.
though. You did?
Yeah. Well, you said it might happen, and
yes.
it did.
It's
Now, it could
not
have been
common.
psychosomatic, but I'm not common, so there you go. That's why I had it.
Not common.
I'm telling you, it was kind of weird, but I felt, as gross as it was, I was like, yeah, but I feel like all the bad stuff's coming out, so I was okay with it. For me, it only lasted 3 days because I kept count. I'm like, okay, that's not good. I don't think I like it. But it was kind of weird the way that happened. And the bonus side of this also was, not that you can even, I know you help people with weight loss and detoxing and hormones. But from just the detoxing, I lost weight that I wasn't even planning to lose, which was kind of cool. It was
Most
like a
people
side
lose
effect.
weight.
Yep.
They lose, people with irritable bowel get better. I take them off blood pressure medications. I
Yep.
get them off cholesterol medications.
Yeah.
Their blood sugar goes down.
All of those things.
Arthritis gets better. Skin, oh my God.
Yeah.
One of my patients is like a poster child. The entire town I'm not even going to mention the town because almost everybody from that town has come based on seeing her.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect. No, that's good. That's important.
Yeah.
No, it's important. So we want to talk about taking care of ourselves from the inside out, not just from the out. Yes, it's nice you put on a nice dress, and that also helps psychologically. Of course, you look how pretty you look. You put the dress on, you're welcome. The makeup, and that's part of feeling good about yourself. But the other important component is from the inside out, and and also your surroundings. The whole We2Me. Like both of us are going from we to me, or you already did. You went
from me to we.
Yes, and now I will be going from we to me. Now I'm going from me to we. So cohabitating, getting married again can be stressful too, and you want your diet to be intact. You want to feel good about yourself, and you want also blending to two households. We have a couple minutes to maybe you want to talk about how Richard, your lovely husband, was a little reluctant because your tastes are so different.
I gave you the challenge of your life.
Oh,
I mean,
my
he's
God.
traditional European,
German.
and I am more eclectic and modern.
Like me, actually. We
Yes,
have
very
Asian
similar.
antiques,
Yes.
like I call it Modasian, modern and Asian.
Oh, okay. So I'm Modasian.
You're Modasian.
So
And he's not.
he was. We knew we had to live in the same house
Yeah.
together, and I was in love with certain of my things that he didn't like.
Right.
And he was in love with some of his stuff that I didn't like, and we had to bring you in as a mediator.
Yeah.
And what you did, and he was like, no, I don't know. I remember when we were picking out the color.
That eggplant color
he
for
goes,
the walls.
It's brown. No, it's eggplant. It's brown. No, it's eggplant. So, we were both a little like, well, I said, you know what? I've seen your stuff. I know you. You get me. You did my book cover. I trust you. The place looks fabulous. She blended the Roman Empire with the Modasian.
It's true.
And brought the rooms together, and we feel so good in that room. And everybody that comes in there is their heads are turned there. Oh my God! Wow! And he loves it, and he loves you. And now he's ready to do the stairwell.
Oh, good!
and
I'm
upstairs.
ready.
Yeah,
Just
he's
book
ready.
me.
We're
Book me
pulling
down.
out the pictures because we want you to help us with that. But it's so important because this is our place to chill out and relax, and it had to be what we both liked. Plus, you took advantage of the view.
Oh, you had the furniture was all in the wrong place. For me, what I tell people, placement and color. It doesn't matter about how your space looks. It's about how it makes you feel. So placement and color, decluttering, picking the kind of color that's going to make you feel good, that's going to stimulate you or calm you down, all those things. Just like you talked about those foods that you shouldn't eat that are stimulants versus it's the same thing with your external influence, which is your home and blending and
it means a lot to both of us.
Oh, I'm glad.
I mean, for me, I know it was extraordinarily important, and he realized it after. How important it was for him, and we're both in love.
Oh, I'm
with
so
it.
glad. Because it does have to. You're both doctors, by the way, so you both have to come back and chill out, because that is a stressful profession. You know, some professions are that way, and it's for you it's life and death, and you're handling people's well-being, and it's a big deal. So it was very important for me as your friend and also as a professional to make sure that you guys had a place that was de-stressing, just like you helped me have my de-stressful or a diet and taking even better care of myself. It's almost like we're all parts of a wheel. We're a cog on the wheel. It can't just be nutrition. It can't just be your environment or you're feeling good about what you're wearing. It has to be all of it. The psychological component that is attached to feeling good only makes it better.
Absolutely.
And so your tips were phenomenal. I mean, the breathing thing, I liked knowing why that is helpful. I've always heard it, but I wasn't exactly sure. So it's kind of cool to know that you can de-stress like that without anyone knowing. Go through the other tips, the diet. That's like so important.
Because those things cause inflammation.
Yeah, like my arthritis. I have to stay away from those things. And it's just, I can see it happen within 10 minutes. I start to feel different when I eat wheat or bread or anything like that. I can see it happening. So all of those things are important. And what I'm going to say for my tips for people, quick tips for your environment is, if you're having trouble choosing or not feeling comfortable in your space, like we talked the story with Richard, try to find a color that you like. Just don't be afraid. Just slap it up on the wall. The worst thing is that you take it down, but don't be dictated by what other people are doing. Look around the house and how did we find the color? He had picked out a spectacular rug.
Yes.
And that color that we put on the wall, which you guys would have never thought of, was this deep, rich eggplant. It was absolutely stunning. And I'm telling you guys listening out there, just give you one tip. When you're not sure what to do with your room in terms of color, pick something in the room you love, whether it's a pillow, a rug, extract one of those colors and choose that for your wall, because that's the color that surrounds you and gives you that big warm hug of happiness, making you feel good in your space. So I think we have a little bit of time. Tell everybody how they can find you, your name again, number and all that stuff, and I'll give them mine after you.
It's Dr. Lorraine Maita, howtoliveyounger.com. I'm in Basking Ridge and Summit, New Jersey, and I also have a website where it's educational and you can get programs, and that's vibranceforlife.com. And my book is available just about anywhere.
Perfect. I also have a book called Seriously, as if going through a divorce wasn't bad enough. It's also on my website and on Amazon. We2Me.com, Jodi Topitz, 973-985-4386, and I have a showroom and office in Basking Ridge. Having said that, we are closing the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.